While I was in the hospital and the doctors were trying to get my liver under control, I wasn't off work sick because it was the half-term school holidays, and I, organised for once in my life, had booked the week off work months in advance so that we could spend time as a family. Claire's sister and her husband were over, and their kids. They'd all flown over from England, and we hadn't seen them for ages, and we had loads of stuff planned. Me being in the cancer centre kind of put a spanner in the works. On the upside, COVID-19 restrictions meant they couldn't come to the hospital to visit me, and they couldn't feel guilty about not visiting me. So they had a get out of jail free card, and they had to enjoy the week. So they hiked up Black Mountain, which I could see from my window. And we messaged each other and sent each other pictures, and I'm pretty sure that I saw some dots on the mountain that might have been them. And the hospital tower block where I was staying, that's the biggest, yellowest building on this side of Belfast. So they could kind of see me. So we were almost doing stuff together.
I will sing of your love forever, your faithfulness through every age.
Heaven and earth will tell your story. Your covenant stands, it will not fade.
You said a king would rise, a throne established for all time, faithful to all generations. Your promises never fall. Your mercy is our foundation. Your kingdom rules over all. Heaven declares your wonders.
The rest of that week they visited all the beaches, the zoo, the forests, and the loch. So I spent quite a bit of time reading the Bible. Now, I've already said that I trust the Bible, and now I'm more convinced than ever. Some people say that it's a manual for life, but if it is, it's more Haynes manual than washing machine manual, because it's just full of practical case studies, much more than the direct instructions that we're all familiar with. It's stories about what so-and-so did and what happened as a result of their actions. And sometimes those results happen years or even generations later, so you need to pay attention. Where there are direct instructions, it is impossible to keep them all. Even whenever you just boil it down to love God and love your neighbour, we just can't keep the rules. None of the people in the case studies succeeded. And the conclusion that you have to get from reading the Bible is that we are supposed to live up to a standard that we can never attain. Even whenever I invent my own standards and try to live by them, I still fail. So living up to somebody else's standards is impossible. And if those standards are God's, well, there's no way that even the best of us can live up to God's standards, not the God who can answer prayer. But I do want to live up to his standards. It's just what he deserves. It's the very least that he deserves. But thankfully, the Bible goes on to explain how that insurmountable problem has been circumvented. It's all about Jesus, who he is, and what he has done.
Faithful to all generations, your promises never fall. Your mercy is our foundation.
The liver scan, when I was inside the big donut machine, it took a lot longer than they said it would. And they even called the radiologist to look at it more closely. So I was worried. I didn't get the results until the next morning. So Well, I was going to say I didn't sleep much, but I was on steroids, so I wasn't sleeping anyway. So better to say I had a proper panicky night with my brain on steroids, analysing all the data to come up with every possible solution, and of course settling on the worst possible solution, that the cancer had spread to my liver and that I was already dying a slow, horrible, soon-to-be painful death. Now, I'm a Christian. I'm looking forward to heaven, but that doesn't change the fact that I do still want to grow old with Claire and die peacefully in my sleep. Yeah, it turned out to be some sort of insignificant benign cyst or something. They weren't even mildly concerned.
You said a king would rise, a throne established.
This was the first proper opportunity that the doctors had had to scan me since the radiotherapy and the immunotherapy. So it was all a very nervous time. I will never forget, and I mean I will never forget, the sight of Dr. Oladipo, my main consultant, coming onto my ward with marigolds on his arms and face mask and a face shield and the whole get-up that they had to wear during COVID, when it was a terrifying reality. I couldn't see his face, but I could see that he was literally bouncing with excitement. There were no new tumours in my brain, and the 3 that they had treatment were showing early signs of beginning to shrink. Now, the tumours were still hemorrhagic, they were still oozing blood, but there was no serious bleeding. Now, we had a long way to go, but these early signs were positive. I'm beginning to see that there is nothing routine about scans anymore. And it's going to be like this for the rest of my life. Every time I have a tweak or a twinge, I'm going to wonder if it's a new tumour. I'm going to be nervous coming up to new scan dates. I'm going to analyse everything the radiographers say during the scans, and I'm going to second guess what it means if the results and the appointments come soon after the scans or if they take a long time. It's going to be a relentless parade of emotional highs and lows, ups and downs. But I'm still here.
The Son of David reigns forever. Your kingdom rules over all.
Heaven declares your wonders, Lord.
You are faithful, faithful to all.